Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
Yeah, look, tell me what's the vibes, what's the mood? Yeah, I just hit up Mikey for the juice. Yeah, ain't no capping, I'ma tell the truth. I've been winning for so long, it's hard to lose. Yeah, deal, be my source, Christian like Dior. Yeah, I can't start when I'm far, I just get back up. Yeah, I've been quiet all along on my TP toes. Yeah, I can't keep it to myself, I just give and go. I'm a visionist, yeah, you can't picture this, yeah. Ain't no way you cannot work me, boy, I live for this. Yeah, sipping essential, that's the essentials, I'm influential. Yeah, straight fundamental, that's fundamental, on instrumentals. Yeah, speed of the tempo, yeah, we got potential. Shoot a movie like I'm Denzel, running my route to the end zone. And they sticking to find me, man, you know where to find me. I'm tryna get me a Grammy so I can dedicate it to my granny. Look, tell me what's the vibes, what's the mood? Yeah, I just hit up Mikey for the juice. Yeah, ain't no capping, I'ma tell the truth. I've been winning for so long, it's hard to lose. Yeah, deal, be my source, Christian like Dior. Yeah, I can't start when I'm far, I just get back up. Yeah, I've been quiet all along on my TP toes. Yeah, I can't keep it to myself, I just give and go. Yeah,
the fast life, the fast living. They see the ambition, they know I'm past driven. Look, we are not the same, this is not a game. I've been swerving through the city in and out of lanes. Yeah, cause if I see it, then I want it, then you better know I got it. Ain't no options, I'm about to do the damn thing. I'm an outlaw, you can never catch me. I'm in first place, you can never. These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. You're your own enemy, your own enemy, your own enemy.
Kia ora and welcome to National Māori Hockey Tournament, Day 4, final day of the tournament, coming to you live from Saxton Park here. Nelson Whakatū, Te Waipounamu, Hupui Māori, our hosts for National Māori Hockey Tournament. And it's a big game here, the Wahine final. It's the big match, the big dance everybody has been waiting for. It's Aotea taking on Tai Tokerau in this year's Wahine final. As we see some of the footage here, thanks to local Yeager Productions and our stream sponsors and supporters, One Foundation. That's an excellent facility down here in Nelson, and we're very privileged to be here and bringing you National Māori Hockey Tournament for 2022. Crowd starting to build here, and it is, as mentioned, the Wahine final, the big game here between Tai Tokerau and Aotea. So check out how both these teams got here. Tai Tokerau A, they beat Waiariki, they beat Te Waipounamu B, they beat Tāmaki B in a quarter-final, and they beat Waiariki again in yesterday's semi-final. Aotea, they beat Tai Tokerau B, they beat Takitimu, they beat Te Waipounamu A in a quarter-final, and the big upset yesterday against Tāmaki A in their semi-final. So both teams come here unbeaten, and it will be the last man standing taking away the gold medal here at New Zealand Māori Hockey Tournament 2022. Will be a new champion after Tāmaki. The current defenders were knocked out yesterday, so a big game here between Aotea and Tai Tokerau. I'm joined in commentary by Matua Kahu. Kahu, thank you for being here. Big game here and an awesome tournament we've had so far.
Oh yeah, Brett. This is what it's all about, the finale. And it's great to see, you know, teams like Taitokoro and Aotea being represented, holding the flag for their different rohe. You know, obviously commiserations to all the other teams that couldn't make it. And I know Tamaki Makaurau, as the reigning champions, came down here with the aspirations of taking the trophy back home. But it's like sharing the love today, bro. Giving the other rohes. Don't get me wrong, hey, they deserve to be here, but an opportunity as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's two young teams here, which is awesome to see for the future development of Hopui Māori and Aotearoa. Two very young sides, as we look at some of the names in the teams here. Not to mention, of course, Gabi Smith, who will captain the Taitokoro team again today. She's been strong going forward in her link and play with Jade Litchfield, who scored a cracker of a goal in the semi-final yesterday. And the way they work with youngsters Holly Hilton-Jones and Murphy Phillips up the middle of the field for Taitokoro, and that capped off at the back with Brodie Cochrane in goal. Another young talent there for Taitokoro. And this Aotea side, the likes of Grayson Keys Kumiroa playing at the back there with our strong junior players. Rachel Peck will play up the middle of the field. Natasha Cox-Chestnut, who was yesterday's late heroics with the goal, and Jodie Kent playing well up the front for Aotea. They're locked in goal by Holly Landon, and she'll have a big task here today if they want to capture the gold medal. And it's an early intercept here. Taitokoro, as Amy Sampson comes forward with the ball. She was probably one of the best on field yesterday in the semi-final. Amy Sampson. Here's Jamie Rapiner, fiery little defender for Taitokoro. Jamie Rapiner again with the ball. Early start here, Taitokoro with the attack. It is Sampson again working along the baseline. Strong here, Amy Sampson. She'll give away the free hit there. And Grayson Keys Kumiroa comes all the way with the ball. Sydney O'Hara with a lot of pressure from Gabi Smith. Gabi Smith putting the pressure on. And it's Smith, Arani Leybourne and Litchfield up the front for Taitokoro to start. This is Keys Kumiroa working out through Tash Cox-Chestnut. She's not going to be able to link up there, unfortunately, with Jodie Kent. As mentioned, it was 2 minutes to go when Natasha Cox-Chestnut booked Aotea's spot into today's final, with a goal that sent Tāmaki into the third and fourth match, which they won earlier today. A strong game against Waiariki, and here comes Taitokoro out the back end. This is Holly Hilton-Jones for Taitokoro.
That's a well-known rugby name in the Taitokoro area, Brad, Hilton-Jones.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see in the team list there's a couple of Hilton-Jones girls in the Taitokoro team.
Yeah, the twins out here today for Taitokoro. Holly at the back and Gracie up the front.
Nice trade.
Yeah, their dad, Richard, right amongst the rugby circles for the Taniwha. And here come Aotea. It's Cox-Chestnut. Not going to be able to link up there for Aotea. And here comes Gabi Smith on the back tackle for Taitokoro. She's strong here, Smith. She'll throw the ball forward. And they'll keep possession up here, Taitokoro. Onto the ball will come Jamie Rapana.
Another well-known name, dare I say it, rugby and rugby league.
And they'll concede the free hit there, Taitokoro. As the wind gusts up here down in Whakatū, Nelson, we're reminded that we are down here in Te Waipounamu. Gabi Smith putting the pressure on Grayson Keys Kumiroa. She gets it away well. Kumiroa, and here's O'Hara linking up. Shut down there by Trinell Woods-Eruera. And here's Jade Litchfield for Taitokoro. Her two younger brothers playing in the men's side this year. And they narrowly lost the penalty shootout over on field 2 to Waiariki Kaurangi for the men's 5th and 6th just moments ago. They'll have to bring some of that ihi down here in support of their Wahine team.
Both teams still just feeling their way at the moment, Brad. But still willing to throw the ball around, create space. Ka mautui.
Yeah, absolutely. As mentioned earlier, some young teams here, so they're the ones that are going to take advantage of fourth day of hockey. Still play fast, still get things going, and here they go. Taitokedo going to come forward with the ball. They will get the free hit just up on halfway. It's Olivia Patu will step off the ball and bring Trinell Woods-Eduero onto it. It's Hilton Jones here. Just looking. She'll find Phillips in the midfield. There's Maddie Fred or Taitokedo. She's controlling the middle of the field at the moment. Jessica Weck has come onto the field for Taitokedo.
Good work, Jess.
Playing quite direct at the moment. Square and then down the line. Trying to pull the defence out.
Yeah, that's it. This Aotea defensive unit led by Grayson Keys-Kumiro. If they can shift her out of the middle of the field, we're going to get some success here. Taitokedo, she's very strong. It's Grayson Keys-Kumiro. And here's Aotea will come forward. Well challenged there by Amy Sampson. It's Nicole Parata was trying to take the ball forward. And instead, Olivia Kostiaweawe roll the ball back to Grayson Keys-Kumiro. She's got Sydney O'Hara here. O'Hara linking up with Cox Chestnut. She's got two players coming straight at her, and she'll take the free hit quickly. And here we go, it's Kent. Jodie Kent there for Aotea.
One of the few times that Aotea have been able to bench it down into Taitokedo's area, Brad.
And here they go, they've got the circle entry here.
Use of it.
Circle entry came, but Holly Hilton-Jones does well there just to defend under pressure and win the free hit.
Taitokedo are no strangers to finals games, Brad. They've been there a few times and even won the competition, particularly a number of years ago when we were up at Taitokedo. Aotea got on them for being in this position.
Yeah, I believe it's a few finals here for Taitokedo. You're right, they took the one out in Taitokedo, also took one out in Hamilton a couple of years after that. And searching for their third in this most recent lap of the Mutu. That one taken down by Garby Smith. Here she comes. Ball bouncing in the circle for Aotea. First to it is Peck. And she clears well. They'll earn the free hit there.
And that was good, safety outlet. She didn't panic, took her time, and pretty good defence. They were under a bit of pressure there.
And onto the field for Taitokedo has come Grace Hilton-Jones up the front. You can spot the Hilton-Jones twins with the bright green gloves on. One at the back and one at the front. And she is. Sydney O'Hara working out of the back for Aotea. It's Hilton-Jones in front of her. She has back to Keys-Kumiro. A bit of a wayward there. Racing Keys-Kumiro. It's going to get past everybody. Sam Albert up the front there for Aotea, trying to rein that one in.
I remember a number of Māori tournaments ago, Brad, where one of the Going brothers was the bus driver for Taitokedo, and he wanted to see me. And we talked about everything but hockey, obviously rugby. But then he indicated to me just about all of the Taitokedo girls, their fathers were all rugby players of note over the years, like the Goings and the Hilton-Joneses and the McLeods. And yeah, it's been interesting over the years how a lot of rugby players' daughters have ventured towards playing hockey. Oh, and sons, by the way, too.
Yeah.
And have attended our Māori tournament.
A strong whānau lines up there in Taitokedo through sports. A lot of generational players out here of multiple sports as Aotea begin to plug forward here.
Well, as many viewers will know, Ken Going, Brian and Sid Going in particular, they were national names at the time, and to share that valued knowledge with him regarding all these girls being rugby players' daughters was something special.
Here we go. Natasha Cox Chestnut for Aotea. She'll win the free hit. Just out on the 25-yard line there for Aotea. Back to Grayson Keys Kumiro. Both teams just feeling things out at the moment. Both teams enjoying periods at each end. Periods of control. And big transfer of the ball finds Peck. Alexis Gorry-Brown there for Taitukido trying to affect the tackle, but they'll keep possession. Aotea.
Very evenly contested game at the moment, Brad. Neither team giving a heck of a lot away at the moment.
Yeah, they'll know you don't win the final in the first quarter. It's a long game here. Both teams well coached too. Vicky Gribble, coach for Taitukido, she's done this for a number of years. Both the Wahine and Tāne sides. And Brandon Roach for Aotea, one of their Tāne players and up-and-coming coach. He recently attended the New Zealand Junior Black Sticks Super Camp as a coach. So awesome to see him here supporting his Wahine side, as well as Shanae Phillips tries to work her way into the circle for Aotea. They'll keep the long corner here through Trinell Woods Iruera. Hilton Jones again at the back. Turns inside Kent. She's away here, Hilton Jones. Not going to get past Grayson Keys Kumiro easily though, and away she goes. Perhaps at the unfamiliar end of the field. Still going, Grayson Keys Kumiro. Woods Iruera does well enough to clear it to halfway and pick up the free hit. Here they go, Murphy Phillips. That one's a little bit wayward for Phillips, and Alexis Gorry-Brown not able to bring that one in for Taitukido, but they'll be at the right end of the field here to put a bit of a press on. It's Gorry-Brown, Hilton Jones and Arani Laybourne up the front for Taitukido. And here they go, they win it. Grace Hilton Jones looking for Sade Arani Laybourne, cleared by Peck, but only as far as Holly Hilton Jones. Here they come again. Unable to be brought in there. Alexis Gorry-Brown for Taitukido. Both teams using their sub-bench freely at the moment. It's the fourth day of hockey here. Matua, some of the legs will be tired. They are young, but the subs are going to be important.
Yes, some of them are limping around, but their hearts are warm, Brad.
Yes.
They've really thoroughly enjoyed themselves here, so yeah.
And speaking of limping on, she won't mind me saying this, but Courtney Phillips has rolled on at the back here for Taitukido, the resident elder statesman in this Taitukido side, and newly appointed junior Wahine coach, making her first lot of selections at last night's Paul Whakangāhau. She's out there for Taitukido, and Grayson Keys Kumiro wearing a physical challenge once and twice. Sade Arani Laybourne there putting in the challenge for Taitukido. Amy Sampson works the ball away for Taitukido. Scored a goal in yesterday's semi-final. Worked a couple of penalty corners for her side as well.
Yes, Courtney did mention last night she was treading in new territory, being a coach and selector for the under-21 side. But you know, I think she'll do a great job. She's got a wealth of experience and knowledge. Yep, all good for the future for not only her own development, but for Māori hockey as well.
Yeah, so she'll work in with Tuhia Hohepa, I believe, as assistant coach. And
That's right.
That one's hit the post there for Aotea.
Yes, Aotea are pressurising at the moment. And really, the pace of the game probably isn't as intense as a men's game, Brad, but you can see different little structures happening between both teams. And the defence is really having to step up to keep the attack out of reach of the goal.
Yes, it's incredibly skillful, the women's game, which adds another dimension to it. men's game often is just bull at a gate, and they want to go fast and go hard. And we can see the nuances of hockey here a little more in the women's game, which is exciting to see.
Yeah. I noticed with the women, most women's games seem to take the more structured approach to how they conduct the game, and it's good to see different things happening.
Here's the overhead pass here by Natasha Cox-Chestnut. They're on the attack here. Aotea, she'll get it back. Cox-Chestnut scored the goal that broke the hearts of Tāmaki late in the game yesterday for Aotea, but out come Taitokerau. It's Holly Hilton-Jones linking up going forward. It's a great receive there by Sade, Arani Leybourne, Olivia Patu. Just can't bring it in there. It's Jade Litchfield, Grayson Keys Kumiro on the ball for Aotea. And the awesome thing about this tournament, I say it, Matua, is because everyone has to fly here, we don't see them all leaving before the ends of the day. They don't have flights till either later tonight or tomorrow, so we keep the crowd around. Sometimes when the tournament's close enough to home, some players might get on the road early, but good crowd out here for today.
Kamo te wehe te kaha o Grace Kumiro. She's a good player.
Yep. Yeah, strong there for Aotea.
Yes, she is.
She's played, been selected a few times now for the junior Wahine side. No fixtures of late for them, but has also played for the Zinho Wahine side. She's a strong defender there for Aotea. Comes back to tournament every year.
Yes, you can see these players too, Brad. The experience that they gain from the tournament year after year. They come back and they've gone up a couple of notches. Obviously, they're playing hockey in other areas as well, so you can tell that they're just grown in confidence, grown in skill, grown in knowledge of the game, and it's just lifted the momentum of Māori hockey up at the moment.
Definitely, as you just see some of the highlights from the first quarter. Garby Smith was strong for Taitokerau, creating opportunities going forward. None able there to trouble the goal of Holly Landon in goal for Aotea. But it was the second half of the quarter there where Aotea had a stream of possession. That one hitting the post there past Brodie Cochrane. Natasha Cox-Chestnut, she's been good again for Aotea. This very nearly became something for them. It's hit the foot there, and Taitokerau able to get out. As we see the huddle for Taitokerau, that's Tiana Curry in there, leading some of the conversation.
More so than Vicky.
Yeah, yeah. Grandma just left to listen to the direction there of Tiana. They got Vicky Gribble, Tiana Curry, KJ Smith in there as well, giving direction. They'll be well instructed, that team. And Aotea there, it's Brandon Roach with leading the conversation there. He's got plans in that notebook of his, and I'm sure that they'll come to show in this next quarter. Both teams will be fairly happy with the first quarter. They got touch under their belt, and no side either conceded early in the game. So as finals, as mentioned, not one in the first quarter. They'll want to set a good platform moving forward as this game goes on. Teams come out here. It will be Aotea with the first use of the ball. It's Jodie Kent up there for them. They'll have Peck. And forward come Taitokerau, putting pressure on. Woods Edaweda at the back there for Taitokerau. It's not brought under control there by Sade Arani Leybourne for Taitokerau. Here's Aotea with the ball. Nice pass in there from Peck, finds Kent. Kent going forward with the ball. Kent looking strong. Jodie Kent.
Unfortunate there.
Yeah, the ball went across the goal. She did everything right. Kent just not put in on the far side there by Ali Parata. She's in a good spot.
I think the defence were very undecisive on who was actually going to take her.
Yeah, she got around the first defender well, did Jodie Kent, and then just turned the burners on. Made it hard to defend, and here's Amy Sampson. She turns inside. Sampson gets past Keys Kumiro. Grayson Keys Kumiro will come all the way with the ball there. And that one's gone in the back of the goal. Brodie Cochrane not able to reach up to that one. And it does look like Ali Parata there getting the congratulations from her teammate. So Tukido, as we see the Aotea, as we see the replay, it's Keys Kumiro coming forward onto the ball. And the reverse stick shot there by Ali Parata off the defender's stick and up over the reach there of Brodie Cochrane. Ali Parata there for Aotea gets her team ahead on the scoreboard. Tai Tukido will feel a little aggrieved there, thinking that they won the free hit up on halfway, and Keys Kumiro took it quickly. That's what good players do. They take the game into their own hands, and she's set up the goal there.
It wasn't against the race, the flow of play, Brad, but Aotea haven't been down in that quarter for many times during the game, but they made good of a few opportunities. Tai Tukido will be hurting. Yeah. But again, Grace Kumiro was right in there, orchestrating the attack.
Yeah, and Tai Tukido will have to come from behind again if they'll win this one. They went down early against Wairiki in yesterday's semi-final and were able to right those wrongs, but it's finals and there's a lot more pressure on this one as Aotea get themselves on the scoreboard early in the second quarter. There's 1-0 in the Wahine final here. Aotea with the free hit, they're going to go again. Jodie Kent, as she did earlier in the quarter. Jamie Rapiner does really well there cleaning up. Jodie Kent, a real live wire. And she, another one of the players out here, Matua, that attended the Junior Black Sticks camp recently. Jodie Kent did.
Kumiro in the action again, trying to link up with Parata.
And here is Grayson Keys Kumiro on the ball for Aotea. Here's Kent coming back to do some work in the midfield. Garby Smith wins the ball back for Tai Tukido. Smith taking on Keys Kumiro. That's a good battle. Smith still going.
Lucky enough, Aotea come back in numbers.
Cleaned up there. The battle between Garby Smith for Tai Tukido and Grayson Keys Kumiro for Aotea. It's going to be on all day. Here's Smith again. Well cleaned up there by Peck. It's Rachel Peck in the middle for Aotea.
Tai Tukido is still a bit short in numbers in the D. Ball's coming up and really no options to pass to.
Tai Tukido will bring this one back up the sideline. They'll have to play out of their own end here. Aotea putting pressure up on that end of the field. Like they've gained a bit of confidence after scoring the first goal in the match. Murphy Phillips able to open up and link up with Jade Litchfield in the middle there for Tai Tukido. Litchfield is searching. She'll play back out to Maddie Fred. Fred on the ball there for Tai Tukido. Deep in their own end here. Phillips comes onto the ball well. She is Murphy Phillips. Searching both sides of the field. Janelle Woods-Edewita, she's got players streaming forward. She finds Shanae Phillips. Back into Trinell Woods-Edewita. Murphy Phillips, this is nice build up from Tai Tukido. Grayson Keys Kumiro will step onto the ball here for Aotea. Stopped by Jamie Rapiner. She's got Sampson. Sampson has Alexis Gorry-Brown, and that one's going to fall to Shanae Phillips. Linking up with her niece there, Murphy Phillips. Here they are again, the Phillipses. Shanae is under the challenge there of Tash Cox-Chestnut. Taitokerau with their opportunity now to put a bit of pressure on this Aotea defence. Turns well, Trinell Wadzedaweda earns the free hit as well. Back out to Courtney Phillips. Hilton Jones back on the field for Taitokerau. Holly at the back. Gracie pointing for where she wants the ball. Goes out to Wadzedaweda. Sydney O'Hara is going to get in front of that one for Aotea.
Taitokerau just not stringing any phases together, Brad. Fair few many turnovers. It's probably hurting them a little bit. Aotea look enthusiastic about how they're going about business.
Yeah, it has been a little scrappy here. There's Alexis Gorry-Brown. Just touches that one forward. They're going to get up here, Taitokerau, and they'll win the ball back. Yeah, just their ability to string passes forward, especially in and around the edge of the circle. Not quite coming for them yet. Taitokerau.
Yep.
Sydney O'Hara does well just to tip that one out over the sideline, and Jade Litchfield will come forward. Bit of 3D skill. Murphy Phillips. She'll link up Shanae Phillips. Do enough to earn the free hit. It's that last pass there. Kahu, that's just not quite coming away yet for Taitokerau.
Yep, yeah, maybe a bit hurried.
Yeah, they'll be feeling they're obviously behind in the games at the moment. They'll want to raise that deficit as quickly as possible, but can't rush too much. It is a final.
Yeah, well, Aotea not making it easy. You know, the defence is right back, led by Kumero again. Yeah, they're making it difficult for Taitokerau to make ends meet.
There they go. Jamie Rapana runs onto that one, but it's too heavy off her stick.
Yep.
Olivia Costiauiawe just transfers the ball with Grayson Keys Kumiro. That's a tough one for Sydney O'Hara to take, and she does so. Releases Tash Cox Chestnut up that right side, but Murphy Phillips does well there. Send her away. And there's Cox Chestnut on the ball for Aotea. Grayson Keys Kumiro. Olivia Costiauiawe, and it'll fall to Parata there. And that one there is Nicole Parata for Aotea. Amy Sampson again cleaning up for Taitokerau. Turns inside, Sampson's going forward, beats one, beats two, earns the free hit. Sampson up on halfway. She'll bring Holly Hilton-Jones onto the ball. Jamie Rapana there. Does enough to win the free hit. That one there is intercepted by Aotea. Here they go, Amy Sampson. She's got ball going at the edge of the circle. She turns outside. Grayson Keys Kumiro. Physical challenge there. Olivia Costiauiawe, we're trying to get back in defence. Amy Sampson. Ball into the circle. First onto it is Alexis Gorry-Brown, but it's cleared there by Aotea. And away comes Jodie Kent, doing enough to win the free hit, and off she goes. Rachel Peck will come onto the ball for Aotea. Grayson Keys Kumiro again there. Kahu doing enough to just disrupt the attack of Taitokerau.
Yes, no, like I say, the experience that she's had over the years, it comes in handy in games like this, and she's doing a great job with the defence for Aotea. And then she picks her time too when she wants to take the ball forward and put pressure on the Taitokerau defence.
Yeah, of course, she set up the goal earlier in the game to Ali Parata. Just a little off camera, she may have picked up a little bit of a limp, and here comes Sade Arani Laybourne. Contest there of Grayson Keys Kumiro, and here she goes.
Probably a little lucky to get away with that, but the ball is now in Taitokerau's hands, and they're starting to breach the goal line here of Aotea.
Yeah, Holly
Cross coming
Hilton-Jones. Shade out in it's Gabi Smith. Gabi Smith flips one in.
Yep. You know, Brad, without being too biased, there's a few Ngāti Porou names in these teams. Yeah, I see one, and there's a typical one being a wānoa as well.
Yep.
A couple of Parata names. Oh,
Yep.
mate, you couldn't go any further than those names for genuine Ngāti Porou names, mate.
Taitokoro still plugging away here. It's Jessica Weck on the ball. Tash Cox-Chestnut rid of the ball. It's going to get past Courtney Phillips, and there's a foot race here. First one to it will be Brodie Cochrane, and she does well to get it to Holly Hilton-Jones, but she's isolated. Links up there with Courtney Phillips. It goes back to Hilton-Jones. They do really well there, the Taitokoro duo at the back. Jodie Kent, though, tireless work up the front. She's still running between them. Jess Weck again just rolls the ball down. Gabi Smith. She'll go. She'll go. Gabi Smith. She's going to take on Tasha Cox-Chestnut. Gabi Smith's win the sideline hit for Taitokoro. We close into the final 2.5 minutes here of the second quarter. As Taitokoro find themselves behind on the scoreboard. There's 1-0 to Aotea. Goal to Ali Parata earlier this quarter. Holly Hilton-Jones there playing well at the back for Taitokoro. It's Courtney Phillips here on the ball. Just waiting for Jodie Kent to get a little bit closer and free up Holly Hilton-Jones to go forward with the ball.
Probably only a couple of minutes ago in this half, Brad. Although it is 1-0 to Aotea, this game is still anybody's.
Yep, and there is the skill of Gabi Smith.
Probably the first PC in the game, Brad.
Fantastic bit of skill there. She picks the ball up on her reverse stick and just lifts it up onto the foot of the Aotea defender. Yeah, as we see the replay here, it's a lovely ball from Jamie Rapina down towards the T-spot. Gabi Smith with the never say die attitude there, running that one down. Big defence called for here by Aotea. It is Holly Landon in goal. And it's Taitokoro with the attacking penalty corner. Murphy Phillips will come to bring the ball out. It's Jade Litchfield at the top for Taitokoro. Litchfield.
Bit of hesitation there. Then a misdirected hit.
Calling for another penalty corner there, but not coming from the umpire. Yeah, it was a little slow off the trap there. I don't know if it had quite got in the circle off the first trap, so Litchfield had to wait a little bit for it. Still got the strike away, but it did miss the side of the goal there. And Taitokoro forced back into their own end here. As Aotea come forward with a good bit of attack there through Wraith, Tanoa, Tepure. Here's Tash Cox-Chestnut.
Well, there you go. There's another Ngāti name, Tepure, particularly from the Ruatoria Whangarā area. We'll take them, Brett. We'll take them. Whakapapa says it all.
Gabi Smith putting some pressure on Rachel Peck there. She does well there, Peck. And Aotea might just do enough to wear out the last few seconds on this quarter time clock. And it is the end of the first half here in the Wahine final, the big grand final here at New Zealand Māori Hockey Tournament, coming to you live from Nelson, Whakatū here down in Te Waipounamu.
Well, as you say, Brad, everybody's flights are not until later on this afternoon. We've got a fairly reasonable crowd, even up in the clubhouse there. There's a number of people that have congregated to watch both these men's and women's finals.
Yeah,
so,
with the cooler weather today, Uncle, I'm sure there's a few people hiding up at the pavilion up there. Today it is a windy day down here in Nelson. You can't expect anything else being so close to the water here. We're very privileged to be down here in Nelson for our tournament. And it is a big game here between Taitokoro and Aotea. Aotea ahead on the scoreboard 1-0 through a goal to Ali Parata in that second quarter. And you see some of the highlights here. Tash Cox Chestnut and his Parata plugging away at the goal there of Tai Tokedo. Jodie Kent has been good for Aotea. We mentioned her earlier in the call as one of those Junior Black Sticks camp attendees. And it's this play here from Grayson Keys Kumiro setting up Parata for the reverse stick shot. That does just roll over the stick and glove there of Brody Cochrane for Tai Tokedo. A couple opportunities came for them in this in that quarter there, Matua, but unable to get on the scoreboard. Tai Tokedo just missing a few connections up the front.
Yes, I think they've had opportunities, just haven't probably capitalised on them well enough. We Aotea have, but it's still a long way to go. Anything can change in a couple of minutes, as we know.
It's anybody's game here as we go into half-time. 1-0 to Aotea over Tai Tokedo. Was this penalty corner attempt here that Tai Tokedo were trying to get another one for, as it missed the post there?
Yeah. Only inches away, Brad. An opportunity they'll probably reflect on that could have changed the scope of the game for them.
Yeah, both teams getting their directions. You see the Tai Tokedo side in there. They've got a half still to play and a half to get back on the scoreboard. Vicky Gribble there this time, really giving the direction to her troops. And we'll take a moment to thank some of our sponsors and supporters of this event. Obviously, Local Gecko Productions bringing you the live stream here, and it's brought to you by One Foundation. They're the major sponsor of live stream and broadcast here from National Māori Hockey Tournament. And none of this would be able to be brought to you in your homes live from Nelson if it weren't for One Foundation. Our tournament hosts, Te Waipounamu Haupoi Māori and their organising committee, who have done a fantastic job getting this one off the ground. New Zealand Māori Hockey and the Kaunihira, as well as the Nelson Hockey Association, our venue hosts. And following on from that, our Te Waipounamu sponsors and preferred suppliers, Ambro Built, SMR Signs, MTEL Intelligent Solutions, Fuse Merchandise, Rangiora Kaiapoi Eye Care, Sporting Edge, Onyx Sportswear, Planet Hockey, OPSN Rangiora, Go Hockey, Kiwi Kai and Just Hockey. Number of sponsors there. We couldn't run the tournament Te Waipounamu without you. So thank you for your support, and we hope you're enjoying it all wherever you are in New Zealand.
A few years ago, Brad, when the idea was mooted of not only coming back to Waipounamu, but actually holding the tournament here in Nelson, the Te Waipounamu people, they were hesitant initially, because not very many of them had what they thought at the time was the skills to be able to put this event together. 4 years later, we're here. It's been an awesome experience for everybody, and those administrators, like Tanya Ambrosia in particular, is a lot more better equipped in terms of how to run such an event, and her early skepticism has actually gone so far, and they're actually looking forward to hosting the next tournament here in the Te Waipounamu.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, it's been a number of years since we've been down here in the South Island. I remember Christchurch the last time we were down here a number of years ago. First time here in Nelson. It's fantastic being able to move the tournament around different locations, even inside each rohe. So yeah, absolutely awesome experience for them as tournament organisers. And we look forward to the next time we're back down in the South Island. A few years to go yet, but we'll be here.
Yeah. Right, here we go with the second half, and straight away Aotea pressurising Tai Tokedo.
A good physical challenge there. Olivia Costa-Te-Aweawe on Sade Arani Leybourne. And here's Tash Cox Chestnut trying to continue that pressure. Aotea come away with it here. They are the early game leaders. Here's Jodie Kent getting on the outside of Holly Hilton-Jones.
There's a stick there.
Good tackle there by Holly Hilton-Jones. Maddie Fred just transfers the ball out to Jessica Weck there intercepted. Sydney O'Hara, but the mistake will bring Amy Sampson onto the ball for Taitokerau, and she'll step off and get some more numbers forward. It was something you called for earlier in the game. Kahu, just Taitokerau promoting a few more players to help with their attack.
That's right, yep. That's probably what let them down in the first half. They were getting breaks in the midfield in particular, but just they didn't have enough players forward enough to be able to create different options in terms of passing off.
There they go, Taitokerau try and link up with Gabi Smith. Tried to take it quickly, but just a little too far off the mark. So she'll move forward. They have some options up there this time, hoping that they can use them. Early in this third quarter here, it is the Wahine final, the grand final down here from Saxton Park, Nelson Whakatū to Waipounamu. New Zealand Māori Hockey Tournament, Day 4, Finals Day. And here between Taitokerau and Aotea. An intercept there. Kent again, links up with Peck and Kent. Kent gets it back.
Aotea pressurising, a loose pass. Maybe giving the advantage away to Taitokerau.
Yeah, game of inches there at the moment. Both teams just not quite being able to make it stick. Looks like Grace Hilton-Jones has had a position change. She'll come on at the back here with her sister. The two twins here for Taitokerau. Miss Grace. Very nearly intercepted there by Parata. Holly and Grace going to need to work well together here out of the back. There's some pressure coming from Aotea. Trinell Woods-Edouard on the ball for Taitokerau. She tries to go over. Liv Patu will come onto the ball. It's a nice pass through to Litchfield, but it's hit her legs. Olivia Kostiaweawe will come forward for Aotea. A little too fast this time. Aotea with position at the back. Steve Atkinson doesn't actually need to duck. He's probably short enough to make it past the hoardings here in front of broadcast tent as he watches the Wahine final.
Good to see guys like Steve back again, Brett. Always. Scott Barnett. There's quite a handful of guys that have come back.
Yep. Yeah, and good to see them down here in Nelson as well. It's a good tournament here. Amy Sampson picks the ball up for Taitokerau. Gabi Smith has Alexis Gorry-Brown chasing it. It's going to beat them all over the baseline though. As the wind gets up here at Nelson, I'm sure it's making it tough for those players out here. Yesterday they had to contend with the sun and the heat. Today the wind.
Yeah, just about the direct opposite, right, Brett? But it hasn't dented the enthusiasm at all.
Not at all. Unfortunately, we haven't had to see the rain either, which is another good thing. Cool off some of the sunburn that people may have picked up over the last few days here.
Well, it's funny, like I said yesterday, when North Island is going to come down to Nelson to get a suntan.
Yeah, we saw the Tamaki boys getting the rigs out yesterday, trying to get a bit of colour. Probably looking like lobsters today. And then we'll see them a little bit later.
Yep.
In today's Tāne final, as they add another chapter to the storied history that is Waiariki v Tamaki in the men's final. We're looking forward to that one coming up after this Wahine game.
Yes, and here we go. Taitokerau breaching the defence into the D.
It's Amy Sampson again. She's been one of the best for Taitokerau all weekend. Attended the Junior Black Sticks camp, named in the Junior Wahine side last night, and it is Gabi Smith that earns the penalty corner there for Taitokerau, and their opportunity now to draw level in this match.
Yes, the umpires have been hesitant to call PCs in this particular game, Brad. This will probably be only the second or third for Taitokerau, probably about the fifth or sixth for the whole duration of the game.
Yeah, just letting players play in the circle, which hopefully creating more opportunities, but we will see one here for Taitokerau. I've gone short to Litchfield. And nothing there for Taitokerau. Will be a long corner there. Look like Olivia Kostiawe just deflecting that one over the back line. Here they come again. It's worked out there by Rachel Peck, and Peck comes forward for Aotea. He's got players in motion going forward. Grace Hilton-Jones picks that one up well. It's good to see the more talented Hiha come past the broadcast tent. I don't remember who his brother is, but Matt Hiha here at National Māori Hockey Tournament. Played a good game for Takitimu a little earlier.
It's a pleasure to see those boys return. Matthew's been around for a number of years now. Yeah, and he's become one of the senior members of the Takitimu team.
Yeah, of course, from a rich Haupoi Māori whānau, the Hihas, and equally rugby. Of course, we remember Auntie Marg Hiha, one of the pioneers, of course, of Māori hockey in New Zealand.
Yes, and her husband, Haitia, who was a Māori All Black in his own right. We have Aotea on the attack at the moment.
And Sydney O'Hara here on the ball, working with Rachel Peck. Peck trying to take on Sinead Phillips. Sinead Phillips still defending. A couple little touches either way there, the edge of the circle. And it's Kent there.
Yep.
Leah Kent working the penalty corner for Aotea. And try as they might, Taitokerau not able to convince the umpire otherwise of that decision. Big effort required here in defence for Taitokerau. It will be Weck, Rapana, Cochrane, Hilton-Jones and Hilton-Jones. A double bracket set up here for Aotea. Looks like Peck and Cox-Chestnut. Goes to Peck. Cox-Chestnut. Back foot shot. Well defended first and defended again. Well done, Taitokerau.
It was. Great effort by Taitokerau. I think, we're right here, Brett, and we can see the options that Aotea had. They just didn't capitalise on it well enough. There's a flick over into the crowd.
Yeah, Gracie Hilton getting one
amused.
Caught in the wind. And Garby Smith picks one clean. Garby Smith will have to take on Grayson Keys-Kumiroa. She's got her. Garby Smith, edge of the circle for Taitokerau. Links up with Litchfield. Litchfield still going. Nothing coming there for Taitokerau. Garby Smith did the first job well. It's not easy to beat Grayson Keys-Kumiroa.
Both defence and attack were scrambling there for a while, Brett.
Yeah.
Just trying to get it in or get it rid of it.
Yeah, finals aren't always the prettiest of things. There's pressure all up and down the field, and both teams feeling it there.
Yeah, just sort of settling things down at the moment.
Yeah. The Hilton-Jones girls there at the back.
Umpire wanting to play a bit of advantage there.
Yeah, there was space there on the right side for Taitokerau, but they've got to use it quickly. They transfer the ball there when the space opens up. They can't dwell on the ball. Here's the space on the left, and it's got to go. Just a little too long on it. Aotea shifting well.
Tai Tokido trying to shift the defence.
Yeah, Garby Smith will open up the middle of the field. Comes Sade Arani Leybourne. It's a physical challenge there by Grayson Keys Kumiro, and she'll be brought down just outside the circle. Just the free hit coming there for Tai Tokido. They still find themselves behind on the scoreboard. No change to the halftime score. It is Aotea ahead 1-0 with just under 4 minutes to play in this third quarter here. Jamie Rapana on the ball for Tai Tokido. She turns inside and goes herself. She'll keep going there, Rapana. Doesn't quite get to the circle. It's Grace Hilton-Jones under a bit of pressure there. Hilton-Jones loses it. Here comes Kent. Kent coming forward with the ball. Kent almost gets past the last defender, but will earn the free hit. Tash Cox-Chestnut, she'll go quickly. It's very nearly going to get there. Brody Cochran watching that with eagle eyes over the baseline for Tai Tokido. Ball in, well defended by Grace Hilton-Jones. We'll have another long corner here, Aotea. There's Rachel Peck on the ball. Gets it back there, Peck. It's a lovely receive. Well defended there by the Hilton-Jones sisters. Bobby Smith just tries to touch that one down the line to Jade Litchfield, but it's intercepted by Aotea. Aotea there at the back. Jamie Rapana picks the ball up for Tai Tokido. She's got both the Kent girls there defending her. And here is Jodie Kent. Gets past Grace Hilton-Jones and onto the leg of Holly Hilton-Jones.
I think well deserved, Brad. They have been pressurising for the last couple of minutes to no avail, but they have an opportunity now with this PC to capitalise on their 1-0 lead. But yeah, no, even Tai Tokido have been scrambling well on defence to keep out the attacking force of the Aotea team.
Yeah, unfortunately probably could have been either. Penalty corner there is a fairly rough challenge from Grace and then hits the legs of Holly. There by Kent, and it's Peck at the first bracket, Cox-Chestnut at the second. Goes straight to Peck. The layoff is on. It's well defended by Trinell Woods-Edueta, still well defended. And that one's hit her high. Again, well defended by Tai Tokido. They've been organised in their penalty corner defence. Been forced to scramble, but they've scrambled well so far. Kahu?
Oh, a bit of debate from Holly Williams there, whether or not it should have been a penalty, but she was going for a PC. Probably justified, but hey, that's why we're not umpires.
That's it, absolutely. I think you're paid enough for that. So Aotea will have the ball at the back. Peck in the midfield. Still at the back for Aotea. They're shifting side to side. That's Tash Cox-Chestnut under a bit of pressure from Amy Sampson. Sampson there, just stalking Cox-Chestnut. Does well to get the ball out, Rachel Peck. And they'll move forward, Aotea with the sideline free hit. Tash Cox-Chestnut will move forward onto it. And I'll do enough to wear out the last few seconds of the third quarter here. In they go, Aotea, Tai Tokido into the third quarter. It is the Wahine final. Aotea with the 1-0 lead through a goal to Ali Parata early in the second quarter. And there is Tash Cox-Chestnut on screen. She's been strong for Aotea. Her work with Grayson Keys Kumiroa has been instrumental in setting the foundation for this Aotea side. Tai Tokido, they've got 15 minutes here to get themselves back in this match. You see some of the highlights here from the third quarter. Nothing to trouble the scorers. And you see there often the ball just out of reach of everybody who wants it. Sampson worked well. They earned a penalty corner here. Taitukuto through Garby Smith. But not able to get the option away. They went short to Litchfield, and that one well defended by Aotea. Both teams still just a little bit scrambling. Neither have really settled into what I would expect is their traditional game plan. That's what finals bring, Kahu. There's a lot of pressure out here. Both teams will want to end this one well, but there's 15 minutes to decide the winners of our tournament.
No, definitely right, Brad. Both teams have at times not showed panic, but have really scrambled more so than putting something more structured together to finish off what they're trying to achieve. Both coaches will probably be talking that through with their teams right now. But yeah, it's going to be interesting right to the end. Naturally enough, I would say that, interesting enough as well, Brad, last night, it was mentioned that the tournament next year will be in Aotea. So after the final of the men's game, the Māori will be handed over to Aotea. I would suggest that it will be in the back of the girls' minds to not only host the tournament next year, but to take home the women's trophy.
Yeah, I look back fondly on the last tournament in Aotea. Kokahu, my first tournament down in Wanganui.
Right.
Finally done the full lap. So we will return there next year to Aotea, and we're looking forward to it. Because I believe after that, it comes to the mighty north. And I tell you what, that's a tournament that we look forward to. The home tournament, of course. That was the tournament that got us back playing again. We've been away, no teams at tournaments for a little while, and it was the home tournament, like you say, the experience of hosting one that managed to get us our players back on board and representing again. And from there we've been at every tournament since.
Yes, it was a pleasure in the early days, Brad, getting to know the likes of the representatives from Taitokuto in the day, and it did, as you say, it did fall away for a number of years. But yep, looking forward to Aotea next year, and as you say, Taitokuto the year after.
Yeah, Aotea have really gone from strength to strength over the last few years. Similar to Taitokuto, we're kind of in and out of tournaments for a little while there, and I think it was Gisborne where they really started to show up with numbers on both the Tāne and Wahine sides, and since then have grown their numbers, grown their skill and development, and really strong teams here again, as evident with their Wahine making the final here. It's good to see all of the rohe improving and increasing their capabilities at this tournament. The wind's coming in strong here now.
Well, I could be wrong, right? But in terms of development, I think Taitokuto have turned up with 4 teams here from just their traditional 2.
What are the definitely 2 Wahine? Just the one Tāne team this year.
Oh, just the one Tāne. Okay.
But often we'll bring a B team, unable to get the long trip down. 2 teams this year, but I'm sure we'll be trying to get that back again next year in Aotea. But it is increased opportunity, more opportunity for our young players.
Courtney Phillips taking her time to set this one up, Brad.
Yeah, just surveying our options moving forward. Trying to pull the Aotea defence out of shape. He's Rapana on the ball for Taitokuto. Big transfer across to Grace Hilton-Jones. Hilton-Jones goes back there to Weck. Hilton-Jones gets the ball again. They're trying to move this front line around of Aotea. Goes out to Rapana this time. cut out there by Nicole Parata. It's both Nicole and Ali on that right side of the field for Aotea. Here's Amy Sampson. She's got a half break. Amy Sampson going. She's still going, Amy Sampson. Not enough there for a free hit. And Parata and Phillips battling out away there. Parata will come away with it for Aotea.
Yes, they've had an interesting tussle on that side, Brad.
Yeah, a couple of young players out there on both sides of the ball. And here comes Tai Tukato. It's Garby Smith. Garby Smith at speed. On a reverse stick, Garby Smith gets into the middle of the circle, but no one there for her.
Yep.
That's been the story of the day for Tai Tukato. The entry and attack is there. It's just that last pass not going the way of Tai Tukato.
Yes, that's right, Brad. It's happened to them on a number of occasions. It's wonder Vicky hasn't picked up on it and tried to move people forward. But Garby Smith was fair motoring through there.
And here comes Tash Cox-Chestnut here. Picks up Jodie Kent. Kent's got around Woods Edueta. Kent's at forward with pace. And Kent has rolled the ball forward onto the foot of Holly Hilton-Jones. Jodie Kent, an absolute gun here for Aotea.
Yeah, she's breached that defence a few times there, Brad. She's done really well. And it's gotten the benefits again. I think she was instrumental in the last PC. And now we've got another one.
Yep, the instruction coming in here from Coach Brandon Roach via Olivia Kostiaweawe. And it will be Ali Parata, the goal scorer, come down to inject the ball for Aotea. Looks like Peck at the top. Goes to Peck. Onto the foot there of Rapana, so they'll get a reset there. Aotea, she gets out well, Rapana. It's Cochrane in goal for Tai Tukato. Woods Edueta, Rapana, and the two Hilton-Jones girls. Pick again. Save by Brodie Cochrane in goal. Solid save.
Interesting, Brad. Aotea hadn't varied their PCs at all, going for pretty much a straight down the shoot approach, and Tai Tukato are already well positioned to keep the ball out. Yeah, maybe a varied option, maybe the next choice. We'll wait and see.
And that one's going to beat them all over the sideline. Position will go to Tai Tukato. Chanel Woods Edueta will come onto the ball. She's got Hilton-Jones behind her, Garby Smith in front. It's a bit of a miscue there. Hilton-Jones has to go and collect it.
I think both teams are starting to show a bit of wear and tear, Brad. It's been a pretty tough tournament, and the intensity of this final maybe starting to catch up on a few players.
Yeah, both teams 5 games in 4 days, no mean feat, especially out in this the sun here that has been Nelson for 3 days prior to this one. And Tash Cox-Chestnut been shot out of a cannon here, overruns the ball, still going Cox-Chestnut. And it's just hit the leg there of Trinell Woods Edueta. They're finding real success down their left-hand side. Aotea, you'll see the replay here. Look at her go, Tash Cox-Chestnut.
Yep. The PC, I think that Brad was more out of good luck than good management.
Yeah, ball just kind of fell for them there. Yep. Aotea unable to be cleared away.
There was a scrambling defence on top of a scrambling attack. Yeah. So hopefully, like I say, the previous PCs that Aotea have had, maybe a variation of some sort we may see.
It's going to come to Parata this time, and they did look for the deflection over there. It was Kent they were trying to line up. Tai Tokido going to...
The pace of the game has dramatically changed, though, Brad. And possibly, but still, I don't think 1-0 is enough. Tai Tokido could change that quite quickly.
Yeah, neither team, when Aotea not in a comfortable position, just the 1-goal lead, and Tai Tokido obviously chasing. 6 minutes to go here. They'll get the free hit, Tai Tokido, and they'll come away quickly. Livia Patu links up there with Shade, Harani Leybourne. She's found Litchfield in the circle. It's the foot there of Tash Cox Chestnut just outside the circle. Does enough to avoid the penalty corner. Litchfield just inching around the edge of the circle. Gets the ball into the circle. And a diving Tash Cox Chestnut again. Sends that one away. Jessica Weck on the ball. He's got Hilton Jones there, and Kent's running at her. She's got Courtney Phillips at the back. Phillips, that's Kent as well. Hilton Jones does well to get that one back for Tai Tokido. She'll win the advantage, free hit as well. Into the circle. Sinead Phillips sprays that one wide of the goal. No save forced there from Holly Landon, but an opportunity for Tai Tokido.
Tai Tokido have had about 3 or 4 chances. They'll rue those opportunities haven't been in their favour. As we start closing towards the end of this game, about 4 minutes left to go.
And that's it, not a lot of time left. Tai Tokido worth the 16-yard hit. Aotea just pulling themselves out to defend their own half. Phillips into her sister, Shanae Phillips, into the niece, Murphy Phillips. Olivia Patu there. Shanae Phillips will come away with it. She's got Grayson Keys Kumidor defending. Back to Patu. This time's found the foot there of the Aotea player. There's Tyra Wanoa there. Forward comes Courtney Phillips. Tai Tokido now will want to be creating their opportunities going forward. They'll want to mirror, unfortunately, what happened to their Tāne team just a game ago. The late equaliser, and then perhaps the opportunity to go ahead in the penalty shootout. The Tai Tokido Tāne team going down late against Waiariki Kaurangi up on field 2. Tai Tokido will be hoping for a similar thing for them. Just the other way around here. Aotea looking to ride out the remainder of this quarter. Sydney O'Hara. And that 4 minutes has already fallen down to just over 2 minutes.
Tai Tokido have had enough ball to be able to make better use of it though, Brad. Just sticking more to a structured back and around type of attack. Not very many balls going down the middle.
Yeah, Aotea have locked the middle up with Grayson Keys Kumidor, Rachel Peck, and Tash Cox Chestnut doing her work through the middle of the field there. It's been a tough day for Tai Tokido to string things together.
Yeah, no, Kumiro's done a great job down the middle for Aotea. You're right. Tai Tokido have had no choice but to go back and around and go more square and down the sides.
Yeah, it's full credit there to Aotea in the way that they've locked up that middle of the field. And here they come again. Tai Tokido maybe Only 1 or 2 more opportunities here in the final minute. Frustration on the faces there of Tai Tokerau. Aotea with a minute to play. They'll walk to the sideline and try and run the clock down.
Peck's played well for Aotea, Brad. She's tried right through the whole game.
Yeah, she'll try and run this all the way down. They have to be aggressive there, Tai Tokerau. It's not long left now, just over 30 seconds. Phillips tries to go long, but it's fallen. Holly Hilton-Jones. Weck, they've got to get to the other end of the field. That's going to get it there. Well cleaned up by Aotea. Either team just trying to bat the ball to the other end of the field. Here we go, maybe one last opportunity. Garby Smith comes onto the ball. And that will count down. Final whistle goes there, and it is Aotea Wahine, our 2022 New Zealand Māori hockey champions. It is congratulations to the Aotea Wahine side. Commiserations, of course, to Tai Tokerau, unable to get themselves back on the scoreboard there. It's a close game, and we expect nothing less in our finals here. Brought to you by local Gecko Productions and supported by One Foundation. A heartbreak for the team in blue, but absolute jubilation for Aotea. They will take the taonga home with them and host next year's tournament in Aotea. We celebrate a fantastic game here in the Wahine draw. Kahu, thank you for joining us. What a game.
Awesome. Ngā mihi koutou katoa, ngā whānau o te Tai Tokerau o Aotea. Great game. Right to the end. It could have gone either way. Both teams play a similar type of game, but I think the likes of Kumiro in the defence for Aotea made a big difference, and Tai Tokerau's attack just couldn't reach. So ka mautuihi te whānau o Aotea, and obviously commiserations to Tai Tokerau.
Yeah, it was a fitting final. Real down to the wire, either end, scrappy on both sides, and it is Aotea that will come away with the taonga for 2022. Players have mentioned, and we don't do best on ground, but the likes of Grayson Keys Kumiroa and Natasha Cox Chestnut and Jodie Kent were absolutely outstanding for Aotea, and that's put them in good stead in this match. Fantastic final. And we congratulate them. We look forward to our Tāne final coming up very shortly. It will be the final game of New Zealand Māori Hockey Tournament 2022 between Waiariki and Tamaki. We'll be back with you live for that one coming up shortly. Thank you.